Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing Supercab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds, safe, fast and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the Supercab app today. Supercab, your ride your way.
In today's digital age, staying ahead of the curve is crucial for success. Taraba Business School is committed to empowering the next generation of leaders with the skills they need to thrive. We present to you our special computer training exclusively designed for SS3 and JSS3 graduates. Our comprehensive program covers a wide range of topics, including Microsoft Word, master the art of document creation and editing, unlock the power of data analysis and visualization, Microsoft Access, learn to manage and analyze database, Microsoft PowerPoint, create stunning presentations that captivate audiences, graphic design using CorelDRAW, unleash your creativity and design skills, Photoshop, enhance your image editing skills and create stunning visuals, programming using web design, build dynamic websites and web applications, database development, learn to design and manage databases, UI/UX design, create user-friendly and intuitive interfaces. At the Taraba Business School, we believe in creating world-class entrepreneurs and professionals. Our experienced instructors will guide you every step of the way, providing you with hands-on training and mentorship. Don't miss this opportunity to gain a competitive edge. Contact us today to learn more about our program and register for the next session. Call 080-6026-9140, 070-6342-8464 or 090.
Good evening. You're welcome to news at 9 p.m. on Psalm TV, the pulse of the nation. On the news tonight, National Orientation Agency hosts town hall in Taraba State, tackles security, promotes national unity. South Governors back Tinubu's 2027 re-election bid, says Governor Otu. NIMSET forecasts rainstorm nationwide and call for caution while Tinubu urges BRICS to champion equity, climate justice and global South solidarity. International news. Iran accuses Israel of assassination attempt, signal openness to U.S. nuclear talk. Business news. Nigerian fintech Sparkle to list shares on NGX as part of expansion strategy. Entertainment news. Shansia sparked black shells over anti-divorce comments on X. Sport news. Osimhen agrees to join Galatasaray Napoli in final talk over transfer. And Bridget James Kara announced the news in full. Amidst rising insecurity and increasing calls for national solidarity, the National Orientation Agency in Taraba State organized a stakeholders engagement and town hall meeting in Jalingo. The initiative theme, Pathway to National Cohesion, Unity and Development, brought together traditional rulers, religion leaders, youth, and civil society actors, and security agencies to discuss practical solutions to ongoing challenges such as insurgency, banditry, and communal unrest. With a strong emphasis on grassroots sensitization, the event underscored the need for unity, tolerance, and collective responsibility in addressing regional and national threats. Some TV correspondent has the details.
In an effort to promote national unity, peace, and security, the Taraba State Directorate of National Orientation Agency convened a stakeholders engagement and town hall meeting in Jalingo. Theme: Pathway to National Cohesion, Unity and Development. The gathering brought together traditional leaders, religious figures, youth bodies, civil society organizations, and security operatives to deliberate on pressing issues such as insurgency, banditry, and communal unrest. Malam Zakari Mohammed Kasimu, the NUA State Director, stated that the campaign aimed to foster unity through public enlightenment.
This program, very clear program to the Presidency and of course to our Director General. It is in fact being envisioned by the Office of the National Security Advisor, so that we commence this initiative from the town hall meeting and discussions leading to the conference, where every part of this country will be involved. Every part of Taraba State will be involved. Every stakeholder that matters will be involved. And till that time, we are going to see a lot of issues coming up and a lot of meetings and gatherings and discussions and conversations with regards to this issue. As rightly pointed out, this is a nationwide program. It's a program arranged and organized to cover up all the security challenges, as rightly pointed out. Extremism, kidnapping, youth resistance, farmer-header conflict, you can name them. There are so many of them that are really hampering progress in this country.
Security personnel pointed to the spread of small arms and land-related tensions as key factors fueling rural conflict, urging traditional authorities to exercise impartiality in land distributions. Victor Oluwayemi, representing the DSS, emphasized the need to encourage the recruitment of mercenaries and to strengthen local conflict resolution structures.
We have a peaceful society. For us, in civil defense, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, you know, we have this specialized unit known as the Agro Rangers unit. And the essence for the Agro Rangers unit is none other than to mediate amongst farmers and herders, because this challenge has been a problem in our country. And so the management, in its wisdom, decided to saddle us with this responsibility. And basically what we do is to ensure that we provide a playing ground for both parties, both herders and farmers, so that we can interface with them and to see how we can bring this threat down.
Participants advocated for establishment of peace committees at the community level, increased support for women and youth, reaffirming a collective pledge to national harmony, security, and civic responsibility. Lilian Yakubu, reporting for Some TV.
Cross River State Governor and Vice Chairman of the South-South Governors Forum, Senator Basi Otu, has declared the region's support for President Bola Tinubu's 2027 re-election bid. Speaking at an APC stakeholders meeting in Benin City, Otu pressed Tinubu's administration for implementing key reforms under the Renewed Hope agenda, including fuel subsidy removal, foreign exchange unification, and improved investor confidence, highlighting a $40 billion external reserve and $13.17 billion trade surplus. He commended policies like the Student Loan Scheme and Consumer Credit Access. Otu urged party members to rally behind Tinubu, warning against disrupting what he described as a working formula.
Accredited delegates, past and present governors, lawmakers and other leaders from Edo, Delta, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Cross River and River States settle in at the Victor Waifo Creative Hub on Airport Road in Benin City, the Edo State capital, for the APC South-South stakeholders meeting focused on the renewed hope in action and strengthening the party's mobilization and governance in the region. Party leaders, including the acting national chairman, Ali Daluri, and the Senate president, Senator Godswill Akpabio, are also in attendance. The national vice chairman, APC South-South, Victor Giadom, in his opening remarks, highlights the importance of the region in the Nigerian project, noting its past record of being with the center. He applauds the governors who recently decided to align with the APC.
Since independence, this is the first time that the South-South was enmeshed in opposition politics. We have always been with the center. However, in the past few years, we found ourselves in the opposition politics in contradiction with the politics of our founding fathers. It is in this context that I salute the courage and patriotism of our governors who recently retreated to enable South-South to embrace central politics.
The host of the South-South stakeholders meeting, the governor of Edo State, Mando Okpebholo, in delivering his welcome address, lists his administration's achievements and acknowledges the support of President Bola Tinubu in efforts to develop Edo State.
When we came, they said Edo best. There was nothing best in Edo system of education. We introduced school access program. We started renovating all schools to make the schools habitable for our children. On infrastructure, we have awarded over 273 kilometer roads to make our transportation easier for us. How could we have done this? It could have not been possible if we does not have a president, a responsible president behind us.
As the APC state chairman, in their speeches, maintained their support for the sustenance of the renewed hope agenda, the Cross River State chairman adds an appeal.
I stand here to present a very lacrimal position, that the position of MD, the position of executive secretary, chairman position normally comes, but executive secretary, MD position, there is no cross-riverian that is occupying any of such position today in Nigeria. At the state level, the governor is doing well. At the federal level, we want better position to come to Cross River State. Let us stop struggling for MD positions that come to the zone, because Cross River State is at a weaker line. I make this appeal with the hope that God will hear my prayers.
The acting national chairman of the party, who describes the event as his first assignment, encourages the APC in the South-South to maintain their support for President Tinubu and his policies.
I call on the people of South-South to remain united and continue to support Mr. President, his policies. Let me assure you that we as a party and a government are aware that South-South is important component of our nation. Let us therefore work together to strengthen the unity of this country and promote inclusive development.
The Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, who rails out impactful transformation and reforms introduced by the President Tinubu-led administration, encourages the region to do right and supports the president.
Let us support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, not just in words, but in mobilizing our people, enlightening our communities, and defending our future. As 2027 beckons, we should understand the times and know and do what all Nigerians should do. Support this president to complete this transformation of our country.
The meeting culminates in the release of a communique where the APC South-South declares its unanimous adoption of President Tinubu as sole candidate for the 2027 election.
We hereby unanimously adopt Mr. President, His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFRO, as our sole candidate for the 2027 election. Don't be so attacked.
Among other resolutions reached is the adoption of the 4 APC governors as sole candidates in the next governorship elections in their states.
The Nigerian Meteorological Agency has forecast rain and thunderstorm across the country from Monday to Wednesday. Monday will be morning storm in Taraba and Adamawa, with wider rainfall expected later in the north central and southern coastal states. Similar weather is predicted for Tuesday and Wednesday, with thunderstorm likely in parts of the north and isolated showers in the south. NIMET advised the public to take safety precautions, including securing loose objects and avoiding driving in heavy rains. Airlines were urged to obtain up-to-date weather information for flight planning.
Taraba, Adamawa, FCT, and 12 other states. The forecast predicted rains in Lagos, Ondo, Delta, Ogun, Abia, Rivers, Edo, Akwa Ibom, and Cross River states. In 12 states, including Lagos, Edo, Enugu states, there will be rain and thunderstorm. NIMET wants the public to take adequate precaution as strong winds might precede the rains in areas where thunderstorms were likely to occur. Airline operators were also advised to get updated weather reports and forecasts from NIMET for effective planning in their operations.
President Bola Tinubu has urged for greater equity and inclusion of low-income and emerging economies in global governance, particularly on climate and healthcare issues. Speaking at the 17th BRICS Summit in Rio de Janeiro, he highlighted Africans' disproportionate suffering despite contributing the least to global emission. Tinubu called for financial restructuring, climate justice, accessible financing, and stronger South-South cooperation. He reaffirmed Nigerians' commitment to environmental initiatives like the African Carbon Market and Great Green Wall, and stressed the importance of youth-focused development and transforming BRICS into a platform for inclusive, sustainable solutions.
Share problems, environmental degradation, climate crisis, and global healthcare inequalities. Africa has contributed the least to global emissions but suffers the most. Nigeria, therefore, associates with what I've heard here today and what has been taking place in BRICS. The next financial restructuring, burden, and re-evaluation of the global system. Nigeria therefore called on BRICS to lead a new path of justice anchored on fairness, sustainable technology, transfer and accessible financing, such that emerging economies can fully benefit from the various initiatives in this field. The African continent is creating the path through the African Carbon Market Initiative and Great Green Wall. We believe that eventually COP30 will strengthen our resolve to strategically embrace a healthy global environment. Nigeria strongly believes in South-South cooperation. We can therefore not be passive participants in global decision-making. On this financial restructuring, debt forgiveness, climate change, environmental and global healthcare, we must be architects of our future that addresses the specific need and concerns of youth, which represent 70% of our population in Nigeria. Therefore, we believe Nigeria remains guided by our long-term vision 2050 and nationally determined contribution. We are taking bold steps to accelerate renewable energy adoption, mainstream climate action, promote nature-based solutions, strengthen urban resilience, champion South-South cooperation, align with global renewal framework, achieving unilateral healthcare coverage for all. Addressing non-communicable diseases is a must. Excellencies, in conclusion, Nigerian stand firm with BRICS and stand firm in its resolve to transform challenges into opportunities through climate resilience, environmental stewardship, and health equity. As we approach COP30 and look to strengthen global health system, we believe the BRICS must not only be a bloc of emerging economies, it must be a beacon of emerging solutions and resolutions rooted in solidarity, self-reliance, sustainability, and shared growth, prosperity of a common future. Nigeria reaffirms its commitment to strategic collaboration that translates to sustainable and inclusive development for all. Thank you very much for your attention.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, NEC, and the Anambra State Police Commander affirmed their readiness for the August 16th senatorial by-election and the November 8th governorship election in the state. Commissioner of Police, Ikoye Orutugu, says the command is working closely with other security agencies and INEC to ensure a peaceful process. While INEC Resident Electoral Commission Elizabeth Agu confirmed preparations, including the deployment of 300 BVAS scanners and arrangements with the NYSC for ad hoc staff. Agu noted that the continuous voters registration begin July 17 applies only to the governorship poll, with voters in the by-election using existing PVCs. Benue State Governor Hyacinth Alia has said that enforcing the state's anti-open grazing law remains difficult due to the limited firepower of local security personnel compared to heavily armed Heather militias. Speaking through his chief press secretary, Alia noted that state protection guards are restricted to using Dane guns, while Heather's militias openly wield AK-47s and AK-49s. He argued that only a nationwide law enforced by conventional security agencies would make the ban effective. The Benue Advocacy Network had questioned the government's response to rising insecurity and the failure to fulfill campaign promises, including the return of internally displaced persons in response. Alia defended his administration's financial management, noting that most salary arrears inherited from the previous government had been cleared. Similarly, the Benue State House of Assembly has launched a probe into allegations of financial misconduct against Otupo local government chairman, Maxwell Ogiri. A petition signed by 11 councillors accuses Ogiri of misappropriating funds, operating illegal accounts, diverting public assets, and disrespecting legislative authority. The Assembly's Committee on Local Government has been dispatched to investigate. Ogiri denied wrongdoings, claiming he acted on the advice of Council Auditor General in managing revenue through alternative banking system. The State Finance Commissioner described the allegations as serious and confirmed the matter is under review by relevant authorities. The Ekiti State Government has commenced a 3-week training program for 500 newly recruited personnel of the Amotekun Corps, Anti-Grazing and Agro-Martial Corps to boost local security and curb urban grazing-related conflicts. Commissioner for Information Taiwo Olatubosum, he said the training is taking place at NYC Orientation Ground in Emuri, Ise, Orun, aimed to strengthen community policing and protect rural communities and farmlands. The program, which includes a theoretical and practical exercise, runs from July 6 to July 25, 2025. The Niger Delta Development Commission has launched a technical skill acquisition program to train youths in trades such as pipe fitting, scaffolding, sandblasting, and forklift operation. Speaking at the program's flag off in Port Harcourt, NDDC Managing Director Dr. Samuel Obutku, represented by Executive Director of Project, Sir Victor Antai, he said the initiative supports President Tinubu's renewed hope agenda and aim to reduce unemployment in the region. Officials urged to participate to take the training seriously and highlighting the long-term economic benefits and opportunities in the construction and oil and gas industries. The Lagos State government has reiterated its commitment to addressing flooding through major drainage infrastructure projects. Environment Commissioner Takumbo Wahab, during a site inspection of a 4.2-kilometer concrete drainage system spanning Ikeja and Kosofe, he said the project now is on 45% complete. It will be delivered in phases over 24 months. He highlighted the importance of continued canal dredging and drainage clearance, citing improved residents' feedback during the rainy season. Wahab warned against echoing on drainage right-of-way and other notices to households near Ogudu for creating illegal refuse dump. Still from Lagos, over 2,000 pupils from 31 public primary schools in Lagos State are competing in a scholarship program organized by the NGO Sweet Thinker to promote academic excellence among underprivileged students. Held at the Ikeja Central Primary School Complex, the initiative spanned 4 stages. Beginning with interlocal government exams, 2 pupils from each school will participate, with top performance advancing through subsequent phases. The grand finale is scheduled for early next year. Organizers emphasize transparency and fairness in the process. President Bola Tinubu, speaking through the Minister of State of Finance, emphasized that fiscal governance is essential for Nigeria's development at the National Conference in Abuja. He said removing fuel subsidies was necessary to free up funds for infrastructure, social welfare, and economic reform. He highlighted tax reform aimed at broadening the tax base and improving compliance. Senate President Godswill Akpabio and House Speaker Tajuddin Abbas urged stronger oversight of accountability, citing concern over audit infrastructure. And on unrecorded public funds, legislative leaders stressed the need for technology and institutional cooperation to enhance fiscal transparency. Public Accounts Committee leader and AfroPac president praised Nigeria's step towards improving public financial management, urging continued reform and citizen engagement. The Senate legal team has denied claims by Senator Natasha Akpoti-Odohan that a federal high court ruling ordered her recall from suspension. In a statement issued by Paul Daudu and Co., the lawyers clarified that the court did not nullify her 6-month suspension, but merely expressed a non-binding opinion on its impact. They warned that misrepresenting the judgment could disrupt legislative order and urged caution until the official court order is released. The Senate advised Akpoti Odohan's legal team to act responsibly to avoid a constitutional crisis. Troops of Operation Safe Haven arrested a suspected militia member during a night patrol on July 6th along Kafi Agbu Rakwok Road in Burkin Ladi local government area, Plateau State. The suspect was found in an ambush position with a fabricated AK-47 rifle, a magazine, and 30 rounds of 7.62 mm ammunition. According to OPS head spokesperson Major Samson Zakom, the suspect is in custody as follow-up operations continue to track other syndicate members. He urged public cooperation through credible intelligence to curb illegal arms and sustain security in the area. The Sokoto state government has urged notorious bandit leader Bello Turji to demonstrate his state's commitment to peace by immediately releasing all hostages and ceasing attacks on rural communities. In response to Turji's recent audio message expressing willingness for dialogue, Governor Ahmed Aliu's security advisor, Colonel Ahmed Usman, retired, emphasized that true peace requires concrete action, not words. He reaffirmed the government's openness to credible peace effort, but warned that ongoing violence undermines trust. Usman also called on community leaders and stakeholders to support initiatives for lasting stability. Flooding triggered by heavy overnight rain on Sunday displaced residents in Dankama Kaita local government of Castino State, damaging homes and affecting key infrastructures, including the community morgue. The State Emergency Management Agency confirmed the incident and is mobilizing relief efforts with plans to assess damage and evacuate victims. Locals blame blocked drainages for worsening the situation and called on government for urgent intervention. The Enugu state government has terminated a contractor over structural defect at one of its smart green school construction sites. According to the secretary to the state government, Professor Chidebere Onya, the flaws, including cracked walls, were identified through internal monitoring before a video of the site went viral. The affected site is now slated for full remediation to prevent further lapses. A third quality control system has been introduced. Onya assured the public that the incident is isolated and reaffirmed the administration's commitment to safety and quality across over 1,500 ongoing projects. The Nigerian Correctional Service in Kano has announced that 58 inmates are currently taking the 2025 NACO Senior School Certificate Examination. This development follows the Kano State Government's payment of registration fees, reflecting its commitment to inmates' rehabilitation and reintegration. The command praised Governor Abba Yusuf for his continued support, noting that the initiative provides inmates with renewed hope and educational opportunities. Abia State Governor Alex Oti has urged the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission to increase the state-federal allocation to support its development agenda. He made the appeal while receiving the RMAFC Federal Commissioner for Abia, Nkechi Oti, who presented a report after her statewide tour. Oti highlighted the state financial discipline, citing recent debt reduction as evidence, and pledged to address staffing concern at Abia State oil-producing areas development. The Commissioner OT commended the administration's strides in infrastructure, education, health care, and digital revenue system, while nothing challenges requirement attention. The Bank of Industry has reaffirmed its support for Nigeria's healthcare sector, announcing continued investments aimed at reducing medical tourism and curbing the brain drain of health professionals. During an inspection of a boy-funded hospital project in Maitama by the Senate Committee on Industries, Executive Director Ifeoma Uzopola highlighted the facility's international standard infrastructure, expressing confidence that it will help retain medical expertise and conserve foreign exchange. Senate Committee Chairman Francis Fadausi praised the hospital's quality and urged reapplication nationwide to enhance healthcare access and attract foreign patients. The Lagos State Infrastructure Asset Management Agency, in partnership with the Lagos West Management Authority, has trained healthcare facility managers on effective medical waste management. Held at the Folarin Coker Staff Clinic, the section aims to equip frontline managers with essential skill in waste segregation, treatment, and disposal. Stakeholders from various health agencies and private organizations participated. The CMA General Manager, Adenike Adekambi, emphasized the importance of responsible waste handling for quality healthcare delivery, while Loma Managing Director, Dr. Muniwa Badesain, highlighted the need for continuous training to uphold environmental and public health standards in Lagos. Senator Solomon Adiola, chairman of the Senate's Appropriation Committee, defended lawmakers' budget insertion as essential for equitable development across Nigeria. Speaking at a retreat in Ogun State, he dismissed criticism of budget padding, explaining that such input reflects constituents' needs and are constitutionally backed. He clarified that legislators do not handle project funds, which are managed by federal agencies. Adiola also called for a constitutional role for traditional rulers, while Oba Babatunde Ajayi urged more federal support for Remoland. The Central Bank of Nigeria has clarified that $50 fee for the non-resident bank verification number is not a charge for obtaining a BVN, but a recoverable processing cost for Nigerians in the diaspora. CBN spokesperson Hakama Sidi, he explained that BVN registration remained free for residents in Nigeria. The NRBVN platform, launched in May 2025 in collaboration with NIBSS, aimed to simplify access to financial services for Nigerians abroad. She described reports of hidden or excessive fees as misleading and emphasized that the platform supports secure remote identity verification in line with global best practices. Gunmen suspected to be kidnappers attacked a construction site in Agamina, Dave local government of Kogi State, early Monday, killing a soldier assigned to protect the workers. A Chinese national was abducted during the incident, but later rescued after a joint team of military, police, hunters, and vigilantes pursued the attackers. The kidnappers abandoned their vehicles near the Radio Kogi booster station and released the victim on the pressure. Authorities are still searching the area, while police say they await a full report from the local division. The Kwara State branch of the Nigerian Medical Association has rejected the National Salaries, Incomes and Wages Commission's reviewed allowance for federal medical and dental officers. At the press briefing in Ilorin, NMA Chairman Professor Abdul Rahman Afolabi criticized the June 27 circular, saying it undermined existing agreements and worsened workforce inequality. He warned that the charges could deepen brain drains, lower morals, and disrupt the health sector. The association supported the 21-day ultimatum issued by national NMA and demands immediate suspensions of the circular pending a stakeholders' review. On a sad note, former chairman of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Jigawa State Council, Comrade Fahad Muhammad, has died at the age of 55. He passed away on Sunday, July 6th, at his residence in Malam, Maduri town. Until his death, he served as an information officer with the Jigawa State Ministry of Information and was a member of the NUJ Council Advisory Committee. He is survived by a wife and 4 children and has been buried according to Islamic rites. NUJ Zone A and the Jigawa State Council mourn his passing, describing him as a dedicated journalist and unionist who upheld the value of professionalism and unity. May his gentle soul continue to rest in peace. Let's now step aside for a brief commercial break, after which there is still plenty more to come, right here on Sound TV. Stay tuned.
Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing Supercab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds. Safe, fast and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the Supercab app today. Supercab, your ride, your way.
Welcome back. We're glad you're still here with us. Coming up next are the international business, sport, and entertainment news. On the international news, U.S. President Donald Trump confirmed that his administration will begin issuing letters to trading partners outlining new tariff rates starting Monday ahead of the previously set July 9 deadline. Despite earlier announcement, the new tariff will now take effect on August 1st, according to Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, providing an additional 3-week reprieve. The delay has caused uncertainty among global importers. Trump also warned that any country aligning with the BRICS bloc, which criticized U.S. tariff, will face an additional 10% levy. The EU, in ongoing talks with the U.S., expressed optimism about reaching a deal by midweek to avoid the planned tariffs. Meanwhile, global market dipped amidst the confusions on industrial metals, so price declined. The U.S. Treasury Secretary indicated several trade agreements may be announced soon. Iranian President Massoud claimed Israel attempted to assassinate him in a failed airstrike during a meeting, distancing the U.S. from the incident. In an interview with Tucker Carlson, he said Iran is open to resuming nuclear talk if trust with the U.S. can be restored and criticized. The IAEA's silence after attack on nuclear site. He denied any Iranian plot to assassinate Donald Trump and stressed Iran did not start the recent war with Israel.
Do you believe the Israeli government tried to assassinate you?
They did try, yes. and they acted accordingly, but they failed. And as a true believer, I believe that it is in the hands of the God Almighty to determine when a person will die or will not die. If he wills, the God Almighty wills, then you can die when you are walking freely in the streets. And but I would like to tell you that I am not afraid of sacrificing myself for in defense of my country and in safeguarding and defending the sovereignty, the freedom and the independence of my country. I'm willing to give my life, to give blood for that. And nobody here, I mean, none of the government officials is afraid of losing their lives in line of defense. But will it bring security to the region? I mean, bloodshed, more bloodshed, assassination, killing others. Will it bring peace and tranquility and stability to the region?
With respect, can you tell us how you know that you were an assassination target? A week and a half ago, I don't believe I've seen that confirmed anywhere. How are you certain they tried to kill you?
Of course, it was not the U.S. that was behind my the attempt on my life. It was Israel. I was in a meeting. We were discussing the ways to move forward. But thanks to the intelligence by the spies that they had, they tried to bombard the area that we were. Of course, it was not the U.S. that was behind my the attempt on my life. It was Israel. I was in a meeting. We were discussing the ways to move forward. But thanks to the intelligence by the spies that they had, they tried to bombard the area that we were holding that meeting, in which we were holding that meeting. But as I told you before, it is God who wills when a person will die and give up his.
On business news, Sparkles, a Nigerian digital financial services company, is preparing to list its shares on the Nigerian Exchange Limited as part of its strategic expansion plan. The listing is intended to strengthen the company's market position and transform it from a digital bank into a comprehensive ecosystem that integrates financial services with commerce and lifestyle offerings. Although the company has yet to reveal the specific volume of shares or listing price, sources familiar with the development confirm that arrangements are progressing, and the NGX is ready to welcome Sparkle as a publicly traded firm. The move reflects Sparkle's ambition to scale operations, attract investments, and deepen its presence in Nigeria's evolving digital economy. On entertainment, Jamaican dancehall artist Shinsier faced criticism after stating on X that she does not believe in divorce and prefers couples work through their issues. Her remark drew backlash, with some accusing her of hypocrisy due to her status as a single mother, and others suggesting her comments could be seen as promoting staying in abusive relationship. On sport news, Victor Osimhen, the Nigerian international and current Napoli striker, has reportedly agreed to a permanent transfer to Turkish champions Galatasaray. The development was revealed by Nigerian journalist Buchi Laba, who stated that Osimhen has firmly communicated his decision to leave Napoli, despite the club's repeated efforts to convince him to stay. And Napoli are now in advanced negotiations over the activations of Osimhen's release clause, the striker is expected to earn a significant salary package, with reports suggesting personal firms have already been discussed. More details on the transfers are expected in the coming days as talks progress. And that brings us to the end of the news at 9 p.m. for today. Now on a quick recap of the top stories. The National Orientation Agencies held a town hall in Taraba, rallying stakeholders around national unity and security. In politics, South-South governors, led by Governor Basi Otu, had thrown their weight behind President Tinubu's 2027 re-election bid. Meanwhile, NIMET is urging caution as rainstorms are forecast nationwide, as President Tinubu has called on BRICS nations to support equity, climate justice, and stronger cooperation among global South economies. On the international front, Iranian President Massoud has accused Israel over failed assassination attempts and expressed openness to renewed nuclear talk with the U.S. In business, Nigerian fintech company Sparkled is set to go public with a listing on the NGX as part of its growth strategy. In entertainment, Jamaican dancehall star Shani stirred controversy on X over her views on divorce. And in sports, Nigerian striker Victor Osimhen is on the verge of a move to Turkish giants, with final talk on the way between the club. Stay with us for more exciting lineup of programs and updates. I remain Bridget James Kara. Thank you for watching and goodbye for now.
Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast?